What's up everyone, Alex Comstock here with WhitetailDNA bringing you another vlog, and on today's video we're going to talk about how to dress for an all-day sit. The rut's right around the corner, which is definitely the best time of the year to be pulling some of these all-day sits, so with that, let's talk about how to do some dressing for all-day sits. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is dressing for the walk-in, because really the last thing that you want to have happen is get super sweated up and then all of a sudden you're not going to last very long in the stand and you're going to get pretty cold pretty quick. So a couple key things that I like to do for the walk-in is I've got this right here is a little thin skull cap. This is a SITKA gear, little thin skull cap that I like to wear. It's very light, doesn't have much warmth, and by wearing this, it's a great way to, instead of maybe not wearing a hat for the walk-in, you can still cover your ears. And then another thing that I like to do is to wear these. These are the incinerator flip mitts from SITKA gear. These are really warm, really difficult to bow hunt in, but one thing that really gets cold for me quick is my hands. So if I can keep my hands warm on the walk in and out of the tree stand, that's really beneficial to me. So I'll put on these incinerator flip mitts just like this. They come down so you've got your fingers, you got a little dexterity if need be. If you need to throw a hand warmer in there if it's really cold for that walk in or out. But for the walk in, really like to have these on and this thin skull cap on my head. And then for the rest of the walk in, I usually am just wearing a thin, this is the Fanatic hoodie from SITKA gear. I usually am just wearing something thin like this, maybe a layering piece. This is the Celsius midi jacket, but this is really just a layering piece. This right here is the most that I'm going to wear up top, is a couple layers, because really I just don't want to get warm. And then I'll take my big jacket, which is, I'm running the Fanatic jacket. It's really thick, big jacket, whatever your outer warm layer is. I usually put this on my pack, strap it down to it, or I'll put it in my pack and won't wear this until I'm actually in the tree stand. When it comes to my bottoms for the walk-in, just like the top, I'll wear a base layer. These are the Core heavyweight pants. And then I'll normally wear another layering piece. These are the SITKA gear Stratus pants, another layering piece. So when it comes to the walk, what I'm really just trying to get at is I don't dress that heavy. You got a couple layers, that's it. And if it's not that cold out, I might even skip like the Stratus pants and go just the base layer and then my bibs. Or on top I might do just the hoodie and skip the layering jacket. But usually when you're sitting all day, it's going to be pretty cold, at least where I hunt primarily in the upper Midwest here in Minnesota, North Dakota, Nebraska. But yeah, so that's really for the walk-in. And then I will wear my bibs for the walk-in, but what I really like about these SITKA gear Fanatic bibs, and actually I did a whole review last year or 2 years ago on the Fanatic bibs and jacket. I'll just link it up here. But what I really like about these bibs is that you can ventilate the whole leg, so these zippers come all the way up, and so your whole leg can be ventilated. I got some stuff in here from Canada. But yeah, so your whole leg can be ventilated all the way from the top down, and you can have your whole entire chest right here. So you can zip it up, right, how you normally would. Well, then you can take this bottom zipper, pull it all the way up. So this is ventilated. And so that makes a humongous difference. If you're just walking through the woods and you forget to ventilate these, you can pull the zipper down, just like that. Ventilates your whole entire leg. And that makes a humongous difference for that walk-in. So like I said, I'm trying to go light. I'm trying to wear the least amount of clothes as possible. And I just find it really difficult to try to get into a pair of bibs, at the tree stand. I don't want to be taking my boots off and putting the bibs on. So I'll wear the bibs. I can ventilate the legs, but I will put my big jacket in my pack and not wear that. So that's really the walk-in. And then the only other thing I can say about this doesn't necessarily have to do with dressing for an all-day sit, but when it comes to walking, you don't have to be cruising to the stand. My biggest problem with sitting all day is my feet. My feet are the first thing to get cold, but the big thing for me is to walk as slow as I can, and my feet don't get sweaty, because when my feet get sweaty, then I'm in for a world of hurt. So I will sometimes, I've only done this a couple of times, but I'll bring a change of socks, and midday maybe take my boots off in the stand and change my socks. That can make a difference. But you know, it depends what you think with sense and with just making all that movement up in the tree. But if I need to do it, I will, to keep me in the stand for the whole entire day. Now, when it comes to actually just staying warm for the entire day, like I said, once I get up into the tree, I'll then put on my Fanatic jacket. This is really warm. Sometimes I can just go one layer with the Fanatic hoodie and then do the Fanatic jacket. I can just do my base layer pants, do the Fanatic bibs, and that'll keep me warm. But if it's getting really cold, and I'm talking like in that, you know, below 15-20 degrees, then I'll put on another layer. And it's nice because you only have to put on, even when it's very cold, a couple layers, and then can do the Fanatic series. But those are great at keeping you warm for all day. And the other thing that I want to talk about is just having a really solid hat option. This is the Stratus hat from SITKA. I wear the beanie or the skull cap, whatever you want to call it, for the walk-in. Then I'll switch to this. If it's really, really cold, I'll wear both. Usually I won't, but sometimes if you really get cold, I'll wear this over the beanie. And then a big thing that's really helped me over the last couple of years is this neck gaiter. This is a really thick, warm neck gaiter. And what this really does great is just cutting that, if it's a really windy day, you know, you can wear this and it can cover your face, and I can pull it all the way up to like right here. And that way just my eyes are showing. This neck gaiter has made a huge difference in helping me last all day on stand. And then the other thing I just wanted to touch on was gloves. I just wear the Fanatic gloves. That way I can use my hands when bow hunting and filming. But the nice thing about the Fanatic jacket is it has a kangaroo pouch, so I can have both my hands just like in a hand warmer, essentially chilling right here, and then if I need to use them, I'll take them out. So that's it. Really, the big takeaways for me is dress light for the walk-in. Don't put on all your stuff. I mean, unless you have a super short walk, then maybe you can get away with it. But for me, I dress really light. You know, I try to pack as much stuff away in my pack as possible. I ventilate my legs for my bibs. Then I'll get all the rest of my stuff on in the tree. And then it's really keeping your hands warm, your feet warm. Because for me, first thing to go are my feet and my hands. And you know, as long as you can come up with your own type of system, for me, it's really nice when I'm using all SITKA, because they have stuff that just makes it really easy to last all day on stand. But if you don't, just come up with your own system, you know? Have the right layers, dress light for the walk-in, get to the stand, put it all on, and hopefully you'll be able to last all day in a tree, and hopefully this video helped you a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll definitely respond to those, and hopefully you have some luck coming up here in November. You know, we're so close to the rut now. I'm pretty excited. I've got a lot of stuff planned here in the next few weeks, and hopefully some things come together here. But if you would, and just hit that like button and subscribe down below, that'd be great. That really helps me out, and I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.